everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a DIY video for you. And this DIY video is not a recipe or a candle. It's actually, we are going to make pillow covers for 2 pillows in my home. I want to spruce up my house a little bit for the spring, and I found this pretty farmhouse inspired pattern at my local Salvation Army, and I'm going to convert it into pillow covers, and I'm going to take you along with me. So if you've ever thought about making pillow covers for pillows that you currently have in your home to spruce up for the spring, this tutorial is for you. So stick around and let's get going. So the first thing you need is any type of material to cover your pillow forms. Now these are 2 pillow forms that I currently have in my home, and they were decorated with a winter color, and I've decided I want a spring color. So I thought this blue and white stripe pattern would be perfect, and these were actually 2 old pillowcases that I just basically washed in hot water and gave them a good cleaning, and they're perfect. You are going to need a good pair of scissors and pins so you can pin down your material together. You are going to need thread, and you will need a bobbin with thread if you choose to use a sewing machine. You can hand stitch this. I have worked and hand stitched and done things like that before, so you perfectly feel free to do that. Now I found these 2 lacy doilies at the Dollar Tree, and I thought to sit maybe on one of them it might be pretty nice to kind of stitch it around. So I'm not sure, but I did find these at the Dollar Tree, so I'll let you know if I use that. And to close the pillow, you can use snaps, ties, zippers, and Velcro. I am actually going to use Velcro for this, so I can basically open the pillow up, put the pillow in, and close the pillow with the Velcro. So you can choose anything. I've made it with zippers. I made it with all kinds of things. I am going to be using a sewing machine. This is just a basic Singer sewing machine. I actually picked this up at Walmart. I'm not a seamstress or a professional sewer by any means, but I'm going to show you and walk you through with my sewing machine. So first thing you're going to do is take your material and put it inside out. And that's what we're going to do here with this. And this is strictly, like I said, I'm eyeballing this. It's nothing professional by any means, but it's the best that I can conclude with. And this is nice because this is an actual pillowcase. So if you have material from like Joann's or from some type of material store, you're simply going to fold it, and one of the folds is actually going to be part of your pillow, and then you'll have to sew the 3 sides up. Mine, actually, if you can tell, I have 3 sides already sewn. So what I mean here is you're basically going to fold this. So pretend the material is on this side right here that you would get at like Joann's or Hobby Lobby or any fabric store. You would have to stitch along here. You can hand stitch it or sew it with the sewing machine. Let me move this over so you can see a little bit better. And then you would have to stitch along here as well. But since that's already done for us, we are only going to have to worry about one side. And basically I take my pillow form and put it right on top of the material. And I forgot to mention, you do need a ruler and a marker, and I like to get a washable marker so I can kind of see the line that I'm drawing, and I can also, it'll wash off in the wash machine. So right here, I am actually, this is going to be where the Velcro is going to hit, or the zipper, and you want enough material so you can fold it and have that in there where you're not going to have too little material and you're not going to be able to put the zipper on or the Velcro or the buttons or the ties. So I'm going to give it about 1 inch, so right about there. And then I'm just going to draw a line simply across with my marker, and this is a washable marker. You can use a pencil, anything that's going to come off if you throw it in the wash, and it's not going to bleed through or show through. So you don't want to use like a permanent marker. So that's what we're doing here on this pillow form. And then you're going to take your scissors and cut around, and depending on how many pillows you're going to make, you're just going to repeat the process. All right, so now we're gonna take the iron and iron it out really well, just because the material will be a lot easier to work with, and your hemlines or seams will be more, like you will notice them better if they're straight or not. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Now you don't have to do this. It's not like it's required. I just think it's just a little easier to work with, and then you don't have to worry about it. Now I usually wash my pillow covers at the end of the season and then store them away for next year. That's why I like the removable pillow covers, just because I like to change my pillows for season to season, and I don't have a lot of storage in my home to keep several different pillows for every season. So it's much easier for me and for storage sake to just store pillow covers versus full pillow forms. Now some people have that room in their house and that luxury. I just don't, and I'm fine with it. It's just easier for me, and plus I like the cleanliness of just putting this on the gentle cycle in my washing machine and just cleaning any oils or dirt or debris that kind of accumulated from the season. And I may keep these out all spring and summer because I think they kind of go well for both seasons. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know and I'll follow up. So yes, so you're gonna iron your pillowcases depending how many you decide to make. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna wanna do is thread your sewing machine. And I'm gonna move this so you can see it just a little bit better. But every machine is, we got a little goop there. Every machine is pretty much the same standard. Your bobbin would be down here housing. So here's your bobbin. So I'm gonna pull out the pre-existing bobbin right here. And then you have your thread, and I just find a thread, an all-purpose thread that will match the color of the material that you're going to be sewing. So you pretty much take that and put that up here. And I am left-handed, so that's why this may be a little backwards. And then there's a step 1, and it's so self-explanatory, especially on a singer. You step 1, step 2 goes here, step 3 goes down and over. Here is step 4 and 5. And then your last step is basically threading the needle. And that's probably the hardest thing, because if you're anything like me, the older you get, the harder it is to thread a needle because the eye is so small. So then you take your bobbin, and you have to remember to like put it through this little slit right here. And there may be technical names, I just don't remember them all when I took home ec back in middle school and high school. And you pop that in there. Now I know there's a way that you can manually do it on this machine, but I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, the way I was taught and the way I learned. And the needle is basically pulling the bobbin thread. And I usually use a pair of scissors to pull both of the threads so I don't have to use my fingers because I have quite large fingers. And I pull that through. So they're both through. Kind of trim it up a little bit so there's not a long tail. And that is pretty much how you thread your needle and bobbin on a basic machine. Now for this, I have it about 1 and 2, and I have it about 1 right here, and then I have A, which is just a basic stitch that I will stitch the material with. You can use a zigzag, which is right here, B, C, and it gives you a listing of all of that. And you can choose which one you want, and your manual will tell you which each one is good for. So I think for this, I am going to use the zigzag stitch, C. So we are going to try that and see how that goes. Okay, so now that it's all stitched and I put the bottom back on, you're basically now going to take your material and line it up. And I use these little lines right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to kind of help and guide me through the process. So I want this right, this is actually going to touch the very last line. And then I'm going to drop this metal petal down. And then I'm just going to do the hem. and you would do it on the side here. If this was all pinned, you're gonna do it right there along there too and stitch it. Just remember that you're only gonna sew up the 3 sides, and then this is gonna be open, and you're just gonna fold it and have a hem there, because that's where either your zipper is gonna go or your ties or your Velcro. So just note that. So let's go ahead and sew up all our sides and our hems and do all that. All right, so now at this point, we're gonna attach the Velcro to the seam that I made. And I have about 2 pieces of Velcro for each of my different pillow covers. So I'm gonna attach it. These have little stickers, and then I'm gonna pin it. So I'm gonna attach one right about here, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this to know where I kind of want it all at. And just see if it's gonna work. And then once I decide and I have confirmed that I like where it's at, I'm gonna pin it and then sew it just to kind of secure it better. And did I? Yes, I did. I stuck that on the wrong side. So that is what I'm doing here. All right, guys, so I ran out of thread in my bobbin, so I'm gonna show you quickly how I thread a bobbin. So basically, your machine should have something that has a symbol of a bobbin on it, and you basically take your thread, so I pull that through, and then I wrap it around here, around the bobbin a couple times. Now, there is a little hole in there that you're supposed to bring it through, all that jazz, and you can do that, and there's tutorials online to do that. This is just works for me. And then you press it, or scoot it over to the right. I think some machines might have a left, and then you just basically wind it with your thread. You do have to make sure it's in the bobbin position for threading the bobbin, because if you don't, your needle is gonna go like crazy over there. We don't want that. So that is what I'm doing here. And I'm actually going to do the whole spool, because this thread is a popular thread, and I know I'll use this for future projects. If you know you're not doing a big project, you don't need to thread the whole spool. Okay, so all the Velcro is adhered, and now I'm deciding if I want to put this Dollar Tree doily on it to kind of give it a little romantic vintage feel for the spring pillow cover. So I think I'm going to do one of them, and then I'm going to leave the other one blank. So I'm just going to go and stitch along the side just to kind of adhere it to this. So I kind of found my center, and then I'm going to pin it down with my pins, and then just kind of go around with the sewing machine and stitch it up. And I think it's going to be really pretty, and it kind of breaks up some of that blue and white stripe a little bit. I mean, you don't have to do this little extra bit. You can hand stitch this, you can glue it down, whatever works for you. I just chose, because I seen it at the Dollar Tree. I love lacy, vintagey things that look vintage. So I am going to do this to one of the pillow covers. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we're going to take the pillow covers and of course cover the pillow. So that's what I'm doing here is I'm just opening the Velcro up. Now, like I said, you can use a zipper for this. You can use ties. If you want me to do a zipper tutorial or ties at the end, or even buttons, let me know in the comments below, because I'll be more than happy to do that for you guys, to do a tutorial on that. Sewing can be super fun. I find it very therapeutic, and it's a way to express myself. So there is one pillow, and then we're going to put the other pillow form. And I think the hardest part is figuring out which end goes in where. Like I said, these are, they can come right out of your pillow forms that you currently have. And you can, at the end of the season, you can just throw them in the wash. And that's nice. I do have children and dogs, so I like that feature. And I just put them in the gentle cycle. And this has the Dollar Tree doily on here. And we're going to connect these little pieces of Velcro. And we are going to place them where they need to go. So let's go do that right now. All right, guys, so there you have it, my 2 farmhouse inspired pillow covers. And I basically, like I said, I got these they were pillowcases actually. So I got the material at my local Salvation Army, and the doily is from the Dollar Tree. And this is just at my entryway. I'm kind of freshening things up for spring. So if you enjoy these type of videos, let me know in the comments below. If you want more sewing tutorials or anything related to spring, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys real soon.